supposed to be singing Animal Kingdom type songs.
Those monkeys are older than you.
Try to get them in this thing now.
Quick reminders for you as we're heading out. Please do not lean outside of the truck. Hands, arms, feet, legs, all that good stuff should remain inside at all times. Through those bushes in the reserve or along thorns, good to be careful. It is a photo safari, so please go ahead, get those cameras, cell phones ready if you have them. We never know when the animals might appear. As you take your photos, please keep a really tight hold of your cameras and all loose articles. Got a camera strap, fabulous time to use it. Cannot stop the truck here to retrieve anything that may fall out while we're here in the reserve. Right side, interesting animal there, dark coat, stripe behind, quarters and forelegs. That is an okapi. Now of course people see those stripes and think, well, some mixed up zebra of some sort, so that would make sense. Nothing to do with the zebra though. The okapi is actually the only living relative to the giraffe. It's a shy animal. They were not discovered by Westerners until 1901. Now behind the okapi, you see that bamboo clump to the left? There's a small dark antelope there. It's got a yellow triangle in its back. That's a yellow-backed duiker. When startled, they'll emit a piercing whistle. They erect a yellow dorsal crest. They dart to enter vegetation. Sometimes they're known as duiker buck, translates to diving buck. Up ahead of us, a light-coloured antelope there is a female greater kudu. Greater kudu, one of the tallest antelope in Africa. Males of those can weigh as much as 750 pounds. And then the glossy reddish chestnut antelope with the horns, bongos from the mountain forest of Kenya. There's actually a little one lying down there, doesn't have the horns yet, but they'll grow in. Both male and female bongos have them. They use them to push through the undergrowth as well as digging up roots and self-defense. Now up ahead of us here on the left side, black rhino. Rare sight. Sadly, there's less than 5,000 black rhino left in the entire world. Hundreds of thousands of rhinos have been slaughtered for their horns. Rhino horn is worth a lot of money on the black market. It's ironic it's not considered a true horn because there is no bone in it. It's made of keratin, same protein that our fingernails and hair are made of. Good sized adult black rhino like that one, 3,000 pounds or more, with a charging speed of 35 miles per hour. At top speed they'll canter, all four legs leave the ground. These magnificent animals are virtually indestructible, except for at the hands of man. It's been estimated that 90% of today's adult rhino deaths are due to poachers. Change of scenery though, we're going to head over towards the Safi River, home to Nile hippopotamus. Hippos are nocturnal, so they spend large parts of their days submerged, able to hold their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time. So, best place to look for hippo would generally be under the water. We may well glimpse a couple to the right of us as we're heading down. Often though they congregate further up the river. It's a great chance we'll be seeing a few shortly to the left. At night, hippos emerge from their rivers. They might walk 6 miles. Sunbathers actually, it's out of the water. They get a real good idea of their size. As much as 5,500 pounds in total body weight. Now it's a little bit cool. You might have heard that hippos sweat blood. Not true, it's a myth. They have a glandular skin, they're like sort of sticky pinkish red liquid. All the red colouring of pigment, no blood in whatsoever. You see you've got a few here on the left side as well, tucked in behind the island, and I should think they're asleep for the most part. They can sleep even completely submerged. Well, they'll surface occasionally, they grab a breath of air, sink back down again. Don't even seem to wake up while they've got all that going on, but perfect design for underwater naps. Eyes, ears, nostrils all perched right on top of their heads. On the island, these largish grey and white birds, pink-backed pelicans, swim in the water as well. During mating season, extremities, legs, feet, bright pink. It's almost like they're blushing. A lot of people believe pelicans like these will carry fish around their gula flaps underneath the beak. Really much more of a fishing net. They scoop up the fish, water together, squeeze water out, eat that fish pretty much straight away. Heading around the bend and about to find ourselves at a bridge. Lots more hippos out there enjoying the sunshine as well. Now, I don't see that one standing up there by the trees, just moving behind. There's a little head poking out. It's a baby hippo. Just the back of her, you can kind of see the front of its nose coming out. Now we're going to the bridge, take a look across and down to your left. You'll see some very large reptiles indeed. These are Nile crocodiles, up to 20 feet long. Surprisingly enough, these crocs do make nurturing parents. Both mother and father, they roll eggs in their mouths, help crack the shells, and the little ones are ready to hatch. If the mother feels her babies are in danger, she'll fit those teeny little crocodiles up into her mouth to hide them away in her throat pouch and protect them. Next, we go over to a completely different ecosystem. So I'm taking us to the African savannah. Savannas act as superhighways for many of the migratory animals that cross our continent every year. It's also home to some of those more famous African animals that you might have heard of. So lions, giraffe, and the elephant. We'll be looking for all three of those. There is an unusual looking tree up here to the right of us, the baobab tree, also sometimes known as an upside down tree. These baobabs lose their leaves during periods of drought. Could spend as much as 9 months of the year leafless like that one. So the bare branches on top. Kind of looks like the roots have been stuck to the wrong end. View from here, pretty special. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Africa that over the years we at Kilimanjaro Safaris have come to know and love. Really is something else. I can already see a lot of trees down here. The lower leaves have been stripped away. Well, these are acacia trees, one of the preferred foods of the giraffe, and as you can see, it brings them to the area. But you look at the trees, and already we can get down to how incredibly tall some of the giraffe on this reserve must grow to be able to reach up there and get to the leaves. Adult giraffe eats around 75 pounds of food every day. Likely to spend a solid 16 to 20 hours eating to pack that much food away on a daily basis. Now we're going to make our way around. I figure we'll find a less obstructed view of some of these giraffes from further on. We also see on the right of us that large greyish tan antelope back there feeding. That is a Patterson's eland. So an eland, Africa's largest antelope. And a mature male Patterson's eland like that one, he could be as much as 6 feet tall at the shoulder. He would be able to leap 6 to 8 feet vertically up into the air just from standing still. Very powerful hind legs. Probably some more around here somewhere. To the left of us, we'll get past this couple of rocks here, but you see that very shallow wide cave, and behind to the right, those patched animals. African wild dogs, also sometimes known as painted dogs because of those patchy markings on their coats. And I've got to tell you, they are not hyenas. It's a common mistake, but hyenas are actually more closely related to cats rather than being dogs like these are. And while they do look similar to domestic dogs, they're from a completely different branch of the canid family. One of the more obvious differences, those African wild dogs, they only have 4 toes in each of their paws. Very close to us up here, these are dark brown animals, massive horns, some have cream white spots as well. Ankole cattle, sometimes known as Watusi cattle, after the local Watusi tribe, originally domesticated in the area. These are the only domesticated animals on the reserve. They, as you can see, live very happily side by side with these wild animals. So giraffe back then, also those dark brown antelopes with the long curved horns, those are sable antelope. The sable antelope is the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. One of the few antelope that will stand their ground when threatened by predators. Those curved horns up to 5 feet long, so I'm sure you can imagine any predator likely to reconsider before taking on those magnificent looking horns of theirs. Now I'm starting to get close to quite a few of the giraffe here. Now when they're very close by, I'm not allowed to stop, so turns out these giraffe, they're curious, and apparently the trucks are interesting. So if you stop nearby, perhaps they come over and investigate. And I know it would be ever so cool for us to get a visit from a giraffe, but we do not want to encourage that, and we don't want them to learn the behaviour, because they can be injured by the large trucks. So when they get very close by, and we saw that other giraffe that was walking towards us, so we have to keep on moving. A smaller male here on the left of us, not so to us, of course, tall animals, tall babies. Even as a newborn, he might have been about 6 feet. Now that one's probably more around 1.5 years, maybe even 2 years old. They'll be around 10, 11 feet tall. Now these are some more Patterson's eland we've got here on the left of us. So we've got a couple of females, and then we've got the calves back there. So it's that one over there, he might be dad. Moving around the acacia trees, we come to these rolling grassy slopes up ahead. More giraffe on the right of us. Now this area is popular with many of the grazers, so then we can see about all the different savanna animals we can find. Serengeti grasslands do stretch for hundreds of miles across eastern Africa, so landscape communities have been created by the animals. We'll be seeing signs all around us as we do go driving through. Yeah, a couple of little calves here on the left. Of course, they're being so large as adults, again they're not that small as babies, are they? Now up ahead of us, you can see here on the slopes some much smaller species of antelope. These are springbok, very pretty. They've got a cinnamon coat with a white face and underside, and a dark streak as well. Those are guys they can leap 10 to 11.5 feet up in the air repeatedly, almost like they're bouncing across the savannah. And they'll be fully grown adults or close to it anyway, so they only go up to around 100 pounds each. Now Now we find springbok out here grazing on the grasses, leaves, flowers, also partial to succulent roots. They find the roots can go long periods without drinking, an entire dry season, even several years with nothing whatsoever to drink. Lower down, those silvery grey antelope you see lying down with the short curved horns, white bearded wildebeest. They take part in one of the largest land migrations on the planet. Normally wildebeest like those will be gathered in herds of female and young, numbering between 10 and over 1,000 individuals, as well as bachelor herds. During the very large migrations, herds will be in the tens of thousands. It's a truly staggering sight to behold. Alrighty, coming up shortly to our left side, I've got a few rocks up here to get us past. First, there's a spot that we have come to know as Monkey Point. It's been named that after a troop of mandrills, sometimes found in the area. So the mandrill is Africa's largest monkey. Males can weigh 100 pounds, females significantly smaller, perhaps 30 pounds each, but sociable. They spend a lot of the day together playing, grooming, just hanging out in general. So hopefully we get a chance to see a few of them out and about. To the right of us, got a smallish African elephant. I'm still going to say it's a boy though because he's by himself. See, a female elephant spends her entire life with a herd. Males typically going to head out on their own, somewhere around 13 or 15 years old. That's when they're considered adults. Elephants, they have the second longest childhood of any animal. As humans, of course, we have the longest childhood. Mandrills usually back here somewhere. Not really cooperating just now though, are they? I tell you what, should we see if we can perhaps find ourselves a few more elephants? Oh, hang on. That's odd. You see they've closed the road down, haven't they? They usually go through just up here, so we'll take a look. Okay, well, I don't think I can make that, so I guess we're going this way here, huh? I'm not especially familiar with this road, but it's pretty much the same direction, and I'm trying to get us to the watering hole and say, hopefully find some more elephants if I can. Oh, I didn't expect that either. Okay, tell you what, we'll go slow. Now they might be, they're working on the bridge. Put any signs up though, so I'm sure it will be just fine. There's a bit of touch noise, but some settling, I think. Yes, that's not so bad. We can go back to it, we don't need to try that again. Let's get out of there. Oh, here's a great place to look for elephants. We have found ourselves a red clay pit. So the elephants, they will come here to eat the clay. It contains important nutrients, and this is a key part of an elephant's diet. It does look like there's been lots of elephant traffic through recently as well. See these footprints are tusk marks there in the clay. Must be up. There we go. Alright, well, we can't stop here. We're right by that creaky old bridge. But let's get a bit further around. Looks like there's a good sized group here. So African elephants are facing a loss of habitat. Do you know there's something that we can do to help them? So our personal electronics, things like your laptops, the cell phones, well, they all contain a metallic called coltan. It's mined deep in elephant country. So when we recycle those items, there's not so much mining needed. Helps take pressure off the elephant herds living in those coltan mining areas. Now, let's get further forward past all these tall grasses. Oh look, little elephant, see up there? Now, it's by the water, but it's kind of around a corner, so I'm not sure if we'll see it so well when we get down there. But newborn African elephants are around 300 pounds. That one there could be a year old. It takes a really long time to grow a 300-pound baby. So the mama elephant, she would have been pregnant for something like 22 months before delivering that beautiful bundle of drive. They're close bond as well, so they won't typically wean until they're somewhere around 4 years old. Yeah, let's see if we can get a look at little elephant. Yeah, it's kind of tucked back around there behind that corner. Yeah. Up ahead of us we do have flamingos. These are greater flamingos, the largest, lightest pink of any flamingo. Now you can perhaps see there in the middle, a bit further back as well, there's some slightly smaller flamingos. They're more grey and white rather than pink, with grey legs. Those are the newer ones. It can take as much as a year for that pink to really develop, and the colour, it comes from beta carotene, found in briny shrimp that like to eat. A group of flamingos is known as a flamboyance. One flamboyance can contain as many as 20,000 pairs, and there's that little elephant you see, it's up by the rocks now. moved away from the water. Group of flamingos known as a flamboyance. One flamboyance can contain as many as 20,000 pairs. Africa itself is home to more than 2,600 different species of bird, either temporarily or permanently. Many migratory. They don't spend all year here, but gives us a glimpse of the amazing biodiversity found in Africa. Now we're in white rhino territory. White rhinos, they were once considered one of Africa's greatest conservation success stories. Unfortunately, they're just not being seen so frequently anymore. So they've become near threatened. Today, northern white rhinos wiped out completely in the wild. So we've got a couple up here on the right side of us. Poachers are continuing to hunt these rhinos without horns. Those poachers becoming more aggressive, getting their hands on more sophisticated weapons. So it goes to show that our conservation efforts will need to be ever ongoing. Now let me try and get us around to the front, so perhaps we can get a better look at the rhinos' faces from up there. Now check this out. See these two skinny white trees there? Down left. You see? Two cheetah lying there on the ground. Beautiful coats. That camouflage is amazing though. Do you see how well they blend in with the background? Now let's try and get around to where we can see these rhinos a touch better. That's more like it. Poor eyesight, they cannot spot motionless humans just 100 feet away from them, but you see those ears switching around? Excellent hearing, great sense of smell. They know we're here when we drive through the reserve with these big old trucks. More cheetah up ahead of us as well. You see there's that dark V-shaped tree, and then either side of the tree, so there's two, one each side of it. Cheetah are the only felines that cannot fully retract their claws. Need the extra traction, helps to make tight turns during their high-speed chases. They're also daytime hunters, unlike most of the other big cats, which would include lions. So coming up to Rock Kopi, there is a pride of lions we get to see occasionally. They're like those larger flat rocks of the Kopi there for sunbathing. Oh, and look at this. There's a male lion up there on that flat rock. It's also a great vantage point for them to spot potential prey. Now, it's mostly the back of his head, so I don't know if he's going to turn around a bit for us. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I think we'll zip around to the other side. Let's see what we can get a look at from there. Now, to give you an idea of size, well, he might be 550 pounds. Lionesses, they do tend to be a bit smaller than that, so perhaps 400 pounds or so. But with the lions being nocturnal, very exciting for us at Kilimanjaro Safaris since we extended our operations through the evening into night. If you're around later on, we'd love it if you come and join us. When it gets dark, that's when the lions really do start to become active. Don't worry too much about the ostrich back there. There are some more rhinos as well. And so what I'll do is I'll bring us around the rocks. So I think we can get a bit closer to that ostrich from the other side. Yeah, let's see if we can get the other side of his face. He's probably looking the other way now, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, he's up. Let's get, here we go, further forward past these rocks. Maybe he'll pop out on the other side. Let's give him a moment. There he is. Oh, and you see the top rock? You see the lioness up there? Way at the top? And there's another lioness just down at the bottom where he's walking past her now. Yeah, so at least 3 of them up there. And she's high up there. Agile hunters, they can leap up to 20 feet in just one bound. In fact, those rocks isn't too difficult for them. Heading around here, and to the left of us, you got these large holes in the ground. They're all warthog burrows, so they go into their burrows, they have the tusks facing outwards. That helps them to deter any would-be predators. Now, male warthogs are easily identified because they'll have big pointy cheeks, comes from their prominent torso. That's where they get their flattering name. Here's some little warthogs by the rocks. Piglets, see? Well, they believe the male's warts help to cushion him during his courtship battles. Here's the ostrich up ahead of us. Largest living bird, 6 to 9 feet tall. Male ostrich can weigh as much as 350 pounds. This one might just borrow our road, I'm not sure. And the dark brown stripe there with the white markings, Bontebok. They wanted so close to extinction at one point in time, only 17 wild individuals were left. They're now mostly found in reserves. Large eggs are true, of course, ostrich eggs. They might be £3 a piece. Now the ostrich, they don't always hang out so close to the eggs. They'll wander off and leave the eggs lying out there in the open. They're not so fragile, so a human could stand on an ostrich egg without even cracking the shell. Now though, we approach the Magadi Glen, which is a pleasant and serene location. It gets used to house our newer animals when they first arrive. So there'll be lots of different animals coming, going. Things can change quickly, so it depends a lot on how well these animals acclimate. So this part's usually a surprise. Kind of fun though, so I can work it out as we go. See what we do find. inside. I don't see anything straight away, but we do have a water source a little further up, so often a good gathering spot. So give that a try. Black and white birds here. Yellow-billed storks, see those bright yellow beaks? Carnivorous, they eat frogs, fish, snakes, or even smaller birds and mammals if they get a hold of them. Long-lived, might be over 30 years old. Kind of tricky as well, but on that dirt track, you see on the right side, the branches there, it's an incredibly rare antelope. That is a scimitar horned oryx, hunted to extinction in the wild. So to give you an idea of that level of devastation, well, at one point in time, scimitar horned oryx, like the one back there, would have run in herds of up to 8,000 antelope. This gate does mean that we are now almost at the warden's outpost, or just seems to fly by after a while. Of course, conservation is something everybody can do their bit for. It's often surprising what does make a difference. Not too long ago, here in Africa, we learned those elephants. They do not like to be around bees whatsoever. So a few clever people then took that information and they put it to great use. They designed fences with beehives built in to put around local farmers' crops. It's effective at keeping the elephants away. Farmers are happier, not as concerned about their fields being trampled. They get honey from the bees, less inclined to go out and hunt elephants. It's a nice example of a win-win situation. Goes to show that sometimes it takes a little research. Who knows? You might be inspired to go out there. Find out about the changes that you could make in your local area. And even just something like taking that time to do your recycling.
Are you videoing? Ride the choo-choo.
Show what I got.
Yeah, also she got I got
I'm already regretting my decision.
Yeah, you wanted to go with one.
Made it to Avatar.
look at my buttons. Got lots of buttons. Flight of passage.
Are you excited?
Yeah. I guess the wait's still like 2 hours for this thing.
Yeah. I don't think it'll go down.
Oh, cool. Okay,
I know.
I'll do a shot right here.
We're at Sicily Canteen for dinner. I got the cheeseburger pods. And I got this. It's some sort of, what is it?
Yeah, I didn't see any lids.
What was your thing called?
I'll look at, hold on. Something Lee Bowl.
Sicily bowl?
Yeah.
That with chicken. Pull in here.
Well, it's got guac in it.
And our vlog from last night.
Okay, so we were down at Animal Kingdom. We had a good time. It was a lot of fun, and yeah, we'll see you here today,
In the next vlog.
the next vlog.
Bye.
You're not getting the castle.
Bye.